What is the concept of marriage? What are the 10 things to look for in a spouse? What is the difference between marrying for a reason and marrying for a purpose? Sonny J. Acton, author of the books How to Achieve Success in Marriage and his latest book, Bringing Back Glamour into Marriage, discusses various factors through biblical applications to maintain a healthy and stable marriage. What inspired you to write the book, Bringing Back Glamour into Marriages?
I, I believe maybe because of my background, I've always been passionate about marriage. My father married two wives because of my background. My mom was the first wife. So I always wanted to give my children what I couldn't get from him, to make my children the best or better than me, or show them the love. So that guided me on the choice of friends and the choice of wife. So when I was about getting married, I wanted a woman that would share the same passion with me. And by the time I saw her and she met all those criteria, we became heartthrobs ever since. So growing up with her, I've been passionate about marriages and everywhere. When I see people struggling, when I see couples throwing it towards, when I see divorce rate so high, when I see the effect of divorce and other things, I become passionate. So I was in a midst of youth, about 15 of them, and they were talking about marriages, and I didn't say a word. After the program ended, I couldn't sleep. It's like I was in a trance and somebody said, why didn't you have those kids? You've been married for donkey years, almost 3 decades. And I started wondering, I couldn't sleep, my eyes were open, and I said, well, I don't know, maybe because they were from the church, maybe when I get them in the church, I will say something. And then a voice came to me, why don't you write a book? I said, me, write a book? I was struggling. And then the title of this book, the first book that I wrote was How to Achieve Success in Marriage. Since that trance, I have written 2 books. And then the second one is Bringing Back Glamour into Marriage. Because marriages these days are void of glamour, void of dignity, void of flamboyancy that used to portray marriages 30, 40 years back. People don't want to be married. So that inspires me to try to heal the wounds of kids. Kids don't know what to do. Some of them don't know what love is, what marriage is. Some of them do the wrong things and get married at a tender age and do wrong things, and they don't last. And that is my inspiration.
Okay. Why are marriages failing, in your opinion?
If you look around, especially here in the United States, almost 50% of marriages end up in divorce. And the rates are getting higher and higher. People are not interested, people are divorcing because of so many factors.
Let's discuss the chapter, Understanding the Makeup of Women.
Before any man or woman decide to be married, they really need to get down to know the makeup of men and makeup of women. Or what I mean by makeup, what makes them, what are the generality of all men and generality of all women. If we talk women first, women are born naturally, they are gifts of God to men. They are to supplement for men. They are to complete manhood. So women are naturally made, gifted. So any man that wants to go into marriage should understand that. Women are powerful, women are emotional, women are, they have passion. They are very passionate, you know. They are intuitive. You have to know all those things so that when you get one, you know how to handle one. And by biblical definition, are God's gift to men, like I said. They are graciously, beautifully, wonderfully created by God to supplement or perfect manhood. Without women, men are incomplete and detached. Women make the world go round. No woman is ugly. Even if they are born with the features that are not very good looking, every woman is beautiful.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
I notice your book is about marriage, but the selection process of a mate is very much important. And people tend to go by looks, you know, with the magazines and the television and the media. What do you think particularly younger men choose mates by superficial means as far as looks are concerned?
Yeah, these are one of the reasons why marriages are not working these days. I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking at the beauty of a woman, but that does not guarantee a good marriage. Marriage is an organ of beauty, love, tenacity, commitment, and trust. So love is one of them. Good looking is one of them. But you have to have somebody you are physically and chemically compatible with. Somebody that you can blend with. And then you have to play by the rules of marriage, which is communication, negotiation, and compromise. And that is the only thing that guarantees longevity of marriage. Otherwise, if you go by the looks, you go by the magazine, those are reasons. And when those reasons are no more, the marriage is over.
Okay.
Yeah. On the other hand, men are born, they're simple creatures, to be honest with you. They are not complicated, they are physical. They weren't born physical, they were not supposed to be physical, but when they had problem in the Garden of Eden, according to the Bible, because of the curse and that was placed on men, they become physical to be able to take up the role of struggling and digging and hard work. So it becomes, every woman that wants to go to a man should know that upon all this physical, upon all this strength, men are just simple creatures. That's the basic thing. They have ego, they have all, but there is a way you can control a man and he becomes your servant when you understand this. That's why my books are featuring on that, how girls or women should be able to understand makeup of men so that they don't have problem with it. What a man needs from a woman is they want support. They want encouragement. That's what a man wants. If you give him that, the rest is yours. But some women think otherwise, and they have problems.
But in this day and age, with the economy the way it is it feasible to expect the man to be the provider?
Things are changing, and changes will always occur. Back in the days, women were all housewives, full-time housewives. They take care of the house. The man would be the one to go out and fend for the family. But with the globalization of the world, and so women now take up jobs to augment or help the man out. And that is why women have to support the man, to at least for the well-being of the family, for more income. But it shouldn't be seen as if her work should take the place of the family completely, so that they can still handle the two together successfully.
What are the 10 things to look for in a spouse, male and female?
Male or female, before you get into it, you have to know that marriage is different from any other relationship. Apart from the marriage license that you are given when you're married, marriage comes with commitment. It comes with trust. So those are the two main things that should come with marriage. You should expect your spouse to be committed to the relationship, to be trustworthy, to have the physical and chemistry compatibility with you. And then you look at the family values of the individual. Is it from what background? What kind of religion? Why am I going into? The intellectual compatibility, financial influence, communication, negotiation, and is he able to be talked to? Can we flow? These are the things you should expect from your spouse. Is she simple? Can she get along with me? Can she support me? Can she encourage me? Those are the things the man will be looking up to. If you don't see all those things, it means you are going the wrong direction.
What about couples who live together prior to marriage?
Uh, we used to court, I courted my wife for some time, at least a period of between 6 months and 2 years. You need to really understand who you're getting into. Because marriage is one of the most important decisions any couple can make. It can make or ruin your life. So you have to be very sure you know who you are living. The Bible says, a man shall leave his father and mother and join with his wife, and two of them will become one body. So this was an institution by God himself. Marriage is a good thing. Marriage is good for you. Marriage is something that should be fun. But people have turned it into negativity. People have run away from marriages just because they don't know how to play by the rules. Now, coming back to the question of living couples. The record shows that 1 out of 4 people that live together ended up marrying. So the rest don't marry. By the time you live in couples, you won't have interest. There's no commitment. If the kids come when you are living couples, there's nothing to guide you. You are not legally married. You are just roommates. And you have kids and little challenge because you didn't even know yourself too much. Maybe because of the economy, you say, okay, 2 people will share some funds. Those are reasons. And like I said, it does not help marriages. If you live in couples, hardly get married and settle, hardly succeed in marriages. If I were youth today, I would not encourage them to live in. Just court your girl, begin to see how and study her. Don't rush into marriage. Some don't even know what they're doing. That is the problem we have, especially here in America.
A couple's priority, should it be the kids first or to man and wife first?
I have stated in the 2 books here, the priority of any couple is between him or her, is between themselves. The kids came to see you. You were there before the kids. And they're going to grow up and leave you. So the kids, you should love your kids quite all right. You should die for kids quite all right. But they should never replace the relationship that started or brought them into existence. And that's the mistakes most couples do today. When a woman has a kid now, she neglects the man and hangs up to the kids and refuses to do what she used to do before the kids arrive. And the man will be detached and start going. That's when infidelity comes in. That's when hatred comes in. The man, it seems like a stranger in the midst of the relationship. And most of the time, this leads to divorce. So kids should be kept aside. Let the kids be there. They'll have time, care for them, but your man is number one. Your woman is number one.
Why do spouses cheat?
Well, before this new era, cheating was more or less a man thing. It was men that usually cheated on their wives. But with the new technologies, with the emergence of TV programs, soap operas, what have you, with women working now instead of being housewives, there's pressure on the women at the job. There's pressure outside, with women wanting to compete with others and dressing fine, and it makes them vulnerable to attackers, even when they are married. And most women cannot stand this pressure. They cave in. So it becomes a thing of women. Women are now even cheating more than men. But cheating, and what I mean cheating, is having a sexual relationship outside your spouse. And now the women are in the forefront. Why are they cheating? They are very, very serious. I've stated there in the book, there are many reasons that I have said. Some are emotional things. They do this, it becomes a psychological thing, spiritual thing. And it's very difficult to break. Because it's like they are attached. When it's emotional. If they can't do it, they can't survive. They were there that before you married them. and they're going to be there even after divorce. Some are habitual. Habitual is like somebody like alcohol, is a habit. So men cheat for just similar reasons because of the ego thing of a man. By nature, a man is polygamy. By a man wanted to see all, win all, take all. So that tendency is not something that started today, but it is the will of God. It is the Spirit of God. It is the grace of God that make a man to overcome cheating. But if you don't have all those things, a man is always a man. A man gets what he wants. He wants to get all he gets. So that is nature. But when you have the fear of God, which I encourage every couple to do, let God come into your relationship. Then He will turn things around. What is making other relationships to fail, yours will succeed because God is involved. But people that don't know God, they marry more than 5 times and still looking for the next one.
What about polygamy and bigamy? First is polygamy. What is the difference between polygamy and bigamy?
Yeah. In my first book, I treated that as a chapter. And I think this could be seen in the book, How to Achieve Success in Marriage.